To 27 Degrees SAG. I'm your host, Kim Lalo. I am a certified astrologer, Western and Chinese. I'm a psychic medium, feng shui consultant, and I'm fascinated by anything to do with metaphysical teaching, the mystery schools, and I'm going to share with you tonight some wonderful things. So come along with me for the next hour. We're going to be talking about astrology, the update. We're going to be getting into a little bit detailed things about astrology, your chart. If you do not have an astrology chart, you can always get a hold of me through social media, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and you can ask me on my website as well and get a free copy of your natal birth chart. All you need is your birth information, and that includes the time and location along with the year, the month, and the day. And that way I can get your chart zoomed right out to you, whether it is your email or however you would like to correspond. That way you can follow along with us every Wednesday when we do the updates, and you can really see how a lot of these things are going to be affecting you. You can always have a session with me as well, and that's included for free. And you can sign up for that at kimlalowe.com. So nice to see everyone. We are also going to be getting into some free readings as well. So that's going to be really fun. And we're going to be also sharing something that I came across. And during these kinds of shifts that we're going to be seeing, they're going to be starting now. And they're going to be really getting pretty intense through September and also October. So please come, save these particular shows for a time when you just want to binge watch what's going to be coming down the pike for us as we wrap up 2022. There are some major shifts that I know you are going to want to come back and say, I really need to listen to that again. I missed a couple of things. Now I have my chart out so that I can see how it's going to fall within my particular timeline and where it's going to show up in my life. And these things are very simple to follow. Believe me, I wouldn't be doing it if it was that complicated. No, I'm not that smart, really. I just make it fun, and I've been doing it since I've been 10 years old. And you've been given a gift. Each of us have, and you pick up a guitar, or you get in front of a piano, or something that you love to do, or you've had this gift given to you many lifetimes before. If you would like to learn more about reincarnation, I highly suggest picking up books by Dolores Cannon. She was a hypnotist, a regressionist, and she was a recorder. She just recorded sessions of her clients. And through these particular recordings, you can get an amazing insight into some, I want to say, time traveling, actually, through these particular people and their previous lives and what they've experienced. And it's fascinating. So if you would like to go down that route, it's on Amazon. You can check out a lot of those books. And Dolores Cannon is her name. But I am going to also share with you something that I haven't. I came across it. It's a meditative tool. I've had it since 1994, and I wanted to share it with you. It's meditative magic. It was given to Judith Diana Winston by the Palladians. And these are all very special glyphs that you can meditate on. We're going to be talking about integrity. We're also going to be talking about flow, the exchanging of flow. And what that is like. We're also going to be talking about synergy and how that works, how you can bring that into alignment in your life, and it really helps when we're going through these shifts. So we're going to be talking about that as well. Welcome, hello everybody coming into the chat room, and just keep in mind that I am going to be taking questions and doing some on the air readings. So if you have questions, make sure that you get them in as I continue to scroll down and kind of go back and forth all of the channels that were being put out there today. Sometimes I miss some, so I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to ask their questions and also to get a reading. So come along with me, and we are going to kick off this show because, today is August 17th, and the moon is in Taurus. So we're going to kind of approach this in a very down-to-earth, practical manner, and we're going to have some fun with all of this. And the next week is going to be playful. It's going to have wonderful opportunities. We're going to see the bright side, and then we're going to get intense. So I say, the next couple of days, I always say, be present, right? Be present, take each day one step at a time, enjoy the wonderful life and the wonderful flow that you are creating every day. But there are some waves that come in a little bit bigger than other times. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to kind of show you the way. So if you are an astrology student, you're going to get a kick out of this because I'm going to give you some real insight into how this all goes together. Tomorrow, Thursday, we've got Venus trining Jupiter. Does it get any better than that? Even though Jupiter is retrograde, I want to say that with this particular Venus now in Leo, the bigger the better. This is the time when you are going to see things that really, you appreciate, you fall in love with. You can go shopping. You have a tendency to maybe spend more than you want to. This is the time where you've got this generous, open heart. You've got a lot of compassion. You've got a lot of giving to do, a lot of exchange. There's you're withholding your judgment on people, on friends. You're going out of your way for your children or the little child inside of you. These are wonderful times. So tomorrow, enjoy. If you've just got your nose to the grindstone, I want you to just take a minute and do something fun for yourself, or just take a pause, turn on the music, let that little kid dance inside of you. Do something that, you can really relate to. If you want to go buy a lottery ticket, go. This is a perfect time to do all of those wonderful things. What I'm talking about is we have got a huge shift ahead. Talk about a change in weather. This is it. The cosmic weather is changing, and that's going to happen on this Saturday, the 20th of August. We've got Mars, the planet of aggression, the planet of action. This is a planet that brings about inspiration. This is that male drive inside of you. Yes, sexual as well. This is something that brings up I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to jump in and do it. The courage. This also brings about some tempers that fly and not really seeing things through. But it's going to kind of give us that flame, that firepower that each of us needs, especially if we've been stuck lately and not able to decide or not able to go forward. This is a wonderful push. It's going to be going into the sign of Gemini, the twins. Gemini is an air sign. So what this is going to do is literally it's going to start fanning, the air, fanning the flames of this Mars energy. And, usually Mars stays in a sign from 4 to 6 weeks. I want to tell you, this is going to stay in Gemini until March 25th of 2023. I know. That's a long time. Where does Gemini land in your chart? Where is it going to show up in your life? I want to tell you that why. The answer to why is it going to be so long in Gemini? It's because it's going to turn retrograde on October 30th, right around Halloween. It's going to turn retrograde until January 13th. So Mars has a lot of work to do with the components and the ingredients that are built into Gemini. What is that? Gemini loves to communicate, loves, can even be the ones that love to gossip. They're the ones that have two cell phones going at the same time. They rule publications. They rule transportation. They have the bonds of brothers and sisters, of siblings. These are the kinds of things where you're going to get action through these particular avenues. I also really want to stress this, and I'm not going to talk in generalities when we talk about this particular placement because it's really too important. It really is. You need to know where Gemini lands in your birth chart, because what it's going to do is it's going to rework how you communicate to those all around you. How that little voice you hear in your head. Your personality is going to be reworked. Okay. Technology, what you study, what you learn, who you contact, why social media is going to go through an entire change. When this starts working, and I want to say that October 30th time, when it starts to stand still and then travel backwards in retrograde, we may see a glitch in a lot of the communications. We may have a blackout. We may have something that literally stands still. It may be very hard to connect with people. So that could be coming up, and that would be in October when we've got that Scorpio movement going on as well. So to have Mars in retrograde, Mars also brings apart a need to really change your health for the better. But it also brings fevers. So we could have some type of a new type of virus that's coming out that really has fevers that are enhanced. I am very concerned about fires in general, especially out in California during the October burn season out there. So I'm very, very, I'm very scared about that as well, because when this Mars is in this air sign, what happens is the firemen think, oh, we're gonna rush in and we're gonna do it from this angle. But what'll happen is that fire can come from behind because it's in retrograde. That's what I worry about the most. So fire people out there, if you're married to anyone, if you are a firefighter, please keep this in mind, that Mars is going to be in retrograde during that time, which means, play that backhand or, behind the brake line when you're fighting a fire and all of that. It's extremely dangerous time. When you look at your birth chart, a couple of things to look for. If you have Pluto lining up with Mars, if you have a natal Pluto, lining up with this Mars in Gemini, a lot of times this could mean an impending injury or surgery. So, a couple of things to look for. If you have Mars and you also have Uranus there, like a natal Uranus at that particular spot in Gemini, this could mean that you're taking a risk, that there will be some, you know, turn on a dime, decisions being made, and your life will change. If you have Mars in the fourth house, let's just say the fourth house, this is going to give you the courage, give you the financial means to move, literally, lock, stock, and barrel. If it's in your first house, this is just going to give you that weight is going to drop off. A new self-image is going to come for you. So if you are unsure, we want to use Mars in a great way so that it can give you the clarity that you need to really make your timeline out so that I can help you do this. So you can book a session with me, 30 minutes, 1 hour. It's all up to you. But what we want to do is pinpoint that particular aspect where Mars is going to be entering into Gemini. That is what you're going to be working on for 7 months in your life. Not only is it going to be working on your outer life, but also on your inner life as well. So it's a huge mark that we are all crossing over. And sometimes it's more intense than others. Mars can bring up a lot of indecision and a lot of false information. Be very wary if you are in the corporate world about um, getting to the next level, getting that promotion, because the promotions that you may attain or you may want when Mars turns retrograde, all of it's like the Pandora box. All of the negative things about that position come out, and you're like, why did I take this position? I can't handle it. I'm overwhelmed, and this wasn't part of what was being presented. You may have to do more work instead of more compensation. So we really want to take a look very closely at the moves you make, the people you talk to, the words that you use. As you know, the internet, and when you use the internet, just the words that you use. Gemini is famous for conversation, for the written word. And the words that you use could literally start a war. Be very gentle with the words and with withholding. Count to 10, right? Count to 10 before you push the send button, the enter button. Also with emails, also jumping to conclusions, taking things personal. When we have Gemini with this Mars action, you're going to decide on this, and then you're going to retract that and say, no, I changed my mind and I'm going to do this. And this is going to come into play. And especially if you're building a house and you are picking out all of these particular items that you are going to put in to cement the deal inside your home, and you are going to rush your decision making, and you are not going to be happy when Mars goes into retrograde. You're going to say, oh no, why did I pick that? Be very, very gentle with yourself, and I can lead you down that path so that we can navigate this together. Mars is the warrior planet. It is in charge of action. This is a fabulous time to I would say if you wanted to start a novel, or if you wanted to start a blog, vlog, or doing those kinds of things, it's a wonderful time um, to begin that journey and to be creative. Mars can lead you to the top creatively. You will get the recognition, and because Mars is going to go inward, right, when it turns retrograde, it will give you the strength, the inner courage to handle the fame, the validation, and also the pressure that it may be for you to perform. And you may say, "Oh my gosh, I'm scared to do that. I've never done that before. I'm way out of my comfort zone." This is going to give you that little courage in order for you to do that. So I want you all to know that this particular placement is is going to be interesting. Great time to learn another language, by the way. Wonderful time for that. Um, and I also have another landmark in the cosmos that's coming through. 27 degrees SAG is the exact placement where all of the new codes and information and all of the resources are coming to planet Earth from source. So we're getting these particular landmark changes to better ourselves, make the frequency higher on planet Earth. So I want to tell you about one more wonderful landmark that's coming. That's really going to make a difference, especially if you have any Taurus placements. If you have your sun in Taurus, if you have your moon in Taurus, or your rising in Taurus. Also, if you were born with Taurus situated in the planet Venus, or you have it in Mars as well, we have got a placement on August 24th, which is a Wednesday. We'll be talking about this again, just to remind you. But let's just talk about Taurus the bull just for a second. Indulge me here, because they have been floundering. How would you like to be um, a Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, and you have had this absolutely secure youth? You were brought up and you were stable. The money was there. Everything was going smoothly. And then all of a sudden, for this span of 8 years, they have had the planet of Uranus come into their lives. They've never had it before. They've never had to deal with it. And the planet of Uranus brings change. It brings surprises, revolution. It brings a lot of chaos, inventions, and also the ability to rock the boat. And these particular Taurus people are they are the rock of Gibraltar. They don't bend. They're not flexible. They're fixed. They do not like change. In fact, it literally alters their entire DNA when they even think about changing their everyday occurrences and what they do. Um, I always say that Uranus is the great awakener because it wakes you up to a new perspective in life. But this particular placement, Uranus has been in Taurus now, and it is going to stop, and it's going to travel in retrograde, and it is going to be going direct January 22nd of 2023. We've got this huge amount of time that Uranus, it moves extremely slowly, extremely slowly. But we've got this change. It's extremely powerful. So we've got this change happening. Taurus they're going to be, they're going to be changing the way the world sees them, their self-image, especially if you have Taurus in your rising. Um, and I want to say that, every year Uranus does do this particular journey through a retrograde, and it usually goes for 5 months, but it's so hard. It is just so hard to do, especially when Taurus people absolutely kicking and screaming. They put up so much resistance and they make it so hard on themselves. But the thing is they're having huge belief patterns that are going to be dissolving a lot of things that were close to them. One of them is family. They are either going to be going through the loss of family or the breakdown of family. They're going to be going perhaps through the loss or disagreements with brothers and sisters. They're going to be going through disagreements about their financial responsibilities and how they're coming up with how to take one step in front of the other when they're having some challenges with their financial belief patterns and a lot of this chaos that's going around. They could also lose their long time standing position. This could be through a retirement. It could be through a health issue. It could be that the corporate world is merging. It is being bought out. That particular location is folding. So please have a lot of compassion for these Taurus people. They are really going through it, in other words. If you are a Leo, how is this going to affect you when Uranus turns retrograde? You are also going to be reflecting on your career goals, and you may be saying, you know what, I'm gonna, I'm having this urge to do something else. It is a surprise that's coming for me, and I really want to change what I'm doing. But you want to really ask what is your highest alignment and what is really going to affect you and bring out your creativity in a better way. Also, Scorpios, you're going to use this Uranus in retrograde and kind of finally coming to terms with some of the people in your inner circle that have left, or perhaps were toxic and you had to leave, or it was kind of one of those things. It was a betrayal, and you have trust issues to begin with, and now it's like, okay, I need a new inner circle around me. You are going to start building that foundation when Uranus introduces you to new ways of thinking, new people, and new support from people around you. So it's going to be a new wave of loyalty that you're going to be surrounding yourself with. So this is really good news for you. Aquarius has been kind of handling a lower vibratory rate as far as their health goes. And this is going to give you a new perspective on healing. And I want to say, whether it's Reiki or you're interested in crystal healing, or you're interested in perhaps new alignment with what you've been using as far as eating, or have your minerals checked, or your hormones balanced, or whatever that is. But Aquarius, you are really going to be aligning in more of a healthier situation for yourself that brings about a new security within your home and your family. Geminis, you've got this whole Mars thing going on, and what's going to happen when Uranus goes retrograde in the sign of Taurus? Well, This is going to come up for the ways that you make money. You're going to be offered two ways to make money. You are going to want to not let it run through your fingers. So you're going to want to set up something that I say is going to be something that sticks with you. Investments, how you, what your outtake of your money is. You may want to give someone else the reins in this if you feel as though, things have not been working out in the past for you, like holding on to your money. So, and that's something that, you really want to make good use of and make a financial friend take them into your inner circle, make them a part of your tribe. Okay. Cancers. You better set yourself up. You're ready for some type of news or shock or something to do with your siblings. And this can come through some, let's say, maybe secondhand news through the family, and you're going to say, wow, wasn't I important enough to know that? Or how come you didn't run that by me? Or how am I supposed to respond to this? So that may be something that is coming up for you. Make the best of it and try not to judge, and try not to play the smother mother with your siblings. Find the support in the new perspective of how they're seeing things at this particular time. They may just, uproot the family, and head off to southern Spain for a sabbatical or something like that. You're like, are you out of your mind? You've never left home in your life. I just want to say that a lot of people, especially with Cancer, with secure home life and all of that, that may be coming up for you as well. Virgo, you're always the one people go to for advice, consultations. What do I do about this? What do I do about that? And you're going to be having some new perspectives as far as advice for your children around you, your grandchildren. Even if you're thinking to yourself, I want to do some inner work. I want to perhaps heal the trauma from my inner child as well. So you're going to be going back, and you're going to have some type of an innovation to do with either children's work. Virgos are very detail oriented. So you may be working on a new children's book. You may be working on something to do with like something to do with chakras that would be presented for children. Anything to do with teaching. Virgos are wonderful teachers. And so they love to support the transformation as far as be the best you can be. And so anything to do with children, I think, or disabled children, or someone who, let's just say, is struggling, you are going to take their hand and be the voice, or have the courage to be the rebel for these particular children. Libras, you are also going to get very creative about better living situations. So what does that mean? That means your health. That means the beauty around you. You are going to see everything, not so much at a money value thing. You're going to say, is it healthy for me? Is it healthy for the planet? So if you're going to start composting, if you're going to start using green things like green construction, or let's just say you're going to get a hybrid car where it's going to be electrical instead of using gas. You're going to be really you're going to find the voice in that. You're really going to be waving your banner and saying, hey, it's about time we look at the carbon footprint and what's been happening, and really get serious about going green. Capricorns, Capricorns, they take each day as climbing the ladder to success. But these this particular setup with Uranus in Taurus is going to trine, and it's going to give you the gift of gab. Words are just going to be spilling out of you, and it's never happened before. You're always the one that is really very restrictive in your conversation, or perhaps you can't, you don't have the courage to say, I can't remember that whole speech. There's no way I'm going to get up and talk. Well, you better get used to it, because they're going to be relying on you to get up and to hold speeches and to really state your opinion and do all these wonderful things. So if you are the one that needs to come up with some wonderful, encouraging, inspiring stories or experiences out of your life, you're going to do it very easily, and you're going to be very successful at it. So make sure that you really take some time and use your inspiration on that. Pisces, you're going to be moving on up, moving on up. Uranus, is the old ruler of Pisces, so they get along very, very naturally, go with the flow. New things are coming up. They can switch their stream pretty easily. So I think that any kind of shake-ups, wake-ups, anything that's new coming down the pike, you know what? You're going to make out. You are going to come up smelling like a rose. So if you have been eyeing a specific, I don't know, let's say a specific position, a job, or let's say you wanted, I don't know, you wanted to move up, you wanted in this new vehicle, or you wanted something, but it just hasn't been right. When Uranus goes into retrograde, this is going to give you some chaotic shakeups where it's going to fall right in your lap. This is going to really be very cool for you. Very cool for you. Sagittarius, Sagittarius, we always say, oh my gosh, Sagittarius, you have got to take the foot out of the mouth. Sometimes Sagittarius, they leap without thinking. They laugh the whole way as they're falling off the cliff. They go on and on about the tales and all of this, but this is going to bring some shakeups for you, so that when you do pass along your ageless wisdom and your inherent knowledge of how the universe works, you are going to really be very restrictive in the amount of knowledge, because you do not want it conjured. You do not want to be miscommunicated. You do not want to be misrepresented. You want to hold off on just letting it fly. So I feel like the things that you pass down, or the amount of information you do pass along, I think it's going to be absolute nuggets of gold. And this is going to be fabulous for anyone around you, because it's not going to be a lot of BS. It's not going to have a lot of fluff to it. It's going to be the real deal. And not only that, but Sagittarius, for the first time, you are going to be using your ears and listening. And this is what's really going to change your inner workings. This is going to be fabulous. So I want to make sure that everybody gets those and gets that information. In the meantime, on August 22nd, we've got the sun that's going to be entering into Virgo, and Mercury is going to be trining Pluto. Pluto is going to be retrograde. This is the season of retrogrades, folks, and it is going to be something that always happens, but we can get through it together. I'm going to do a little bit of readings. Who wants some readings? I am going to be saying, okay, let me see. Hello, everybody. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Bill. Hello, Julie. Hello, Janina. Yes, Janina has a Gemini moon. Hello, Joanne. How are you? So good to see you. Hi, Ivy. So good to see you. And Vandana. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, hello. She says, hello, first time visitor. Yay, Suzanne. Please like, subscribe, and yes, and also share with some new friends of yours. And hello to Sue as well. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's see. We have got a reading to check out my birth chart. Okay, hello. Fires in Florida too. Yes, absolutely. We've got fires, everywhere. So that's what's going on. Vandana, she wants a little reading. Okay, my darling, we are going to give you a reading as well. So let's get to Vandana and see what's coming up for her. It really helps if you concentrate, Vandana, concentrate on so much going on. So concentrate on what area you want an answer to, because I think something's been coming up for you. Okay, here we go. Okay. Ooh, nice. Well, you're going to be empowered, and the angels are coming in. The reading here says you're surrounded by angels. They're protecting you, and you have a decision to make. And they're saying you can't make a wrong decision on this one. So in the very near future, it's coming at you. They want you to remain positive with this. You also have somebody who is a Gemini coming towards you. So this communication or this person works kind of like a twin with you. So whatever projects you have coming up, it looks to me like, yeah, this is going to be very good, because we've got this Gemini power that's, you got to be around a Gemini. You're going to have all of this inspiration and, all this action that's coming up for you. I also have a feeling that you need to incorporate some Chinese meditation. If you do not own a laughing Buddha that brings more joy into your life, you have a tendency to worry. Things aren't going to work out. Things are not going to be as planned. But this particular laughing Buddha is going to come into your life and bring some more joy, so that you can experience these changes with a little bit more joy than you have been. But I feel like this twin that's coming into your life has a lot of Gemini placements, has the gift of gab, very charming, almost like has a tendency of AHAD a little bit, can't focus on a lot of things. So you come in and you help that twin focus on getting the job done. So I feel like that's what's going to be happening too. Ooh, we've got some good news financially coming up for you, Vandana, as well. I like that a lot. And also some contracts coming up. Make sure that you pick a good date to sign. We don't want to sign when anything, really big, like a Mercury retrograde or Mars retrograde. Mercury is going to go retrograde as well as Mars. This is the retrograde season. A little tricky when you start signing contracts or you start doing things, that you want to make sure it's on solid ground. Not all of the planets going backwards at once. And sometimes if you have worked with somebody before, or this is a project that you're picking up that you want to finish from, last year or some other time, that's a perfect time to do it. So check with me if you want to know, when's a good day to sign, because there are some tough times coming ahead. But the angels are saying that you need to take charge of the situation, because it's your decision to make when this opportunity comes to you. But remember, you can't make a bad decision here. But if it's like left or right, doesn't matter. Go with the heart, and know this: when you ask yourself, should I go left or should I go right? Should I go east or should I go west? Should I pick the blue one or the red one? What you want to do is you want to say, okay, should I pick the blue one? Stand still. And if you go forward, that's a yes. If you go backward, that's a no. Okay? Because you can't have me 24/7 always there with you. So there you go. Alchemist, hello, how are you? I just want to say hello, hello. Um, okay, so there you go. My grandson is doing some new music to do and to connect to the younger music scene, and he's that Gemini. Oh my gosh, yay! And you are music queen. You're the music queen. So hook up with him. He's going to be your ticket to Twinville, and it's going to be very, very good. Eileen, hello, Eileen. All right, any guidance, please? Let's take a look for Eileen. Eileen, I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Thanks so much for coming into the chat room. What have we got? Okay. Eileen, Eileen, Eileen. Okay. Again, I've got my little doggy here who sees things out the window. He's usually put away, but I let him kind of come in, so he might be protecting me with barking as somebody goes by. So anyway, Mr. Tai, come here by mom and have a seat. Just protect me from there. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Eileen, when's the last time we've cleared your energy? I have a feeling you can do that with sage, you can do it with salt, but I feel like you need to sage your energy on your body and also your home, okay? Because I feel like there's some stuck energy around you. You may have, I don't know, you may just need a real clearing. So if you have any way of doing that, what we do is we take white sage, and we take white sage. I'll kind of show you right here. This is white sage, and we do burn it. And this, we take it around clockwise within the home with a feather, and we do fan it out so you can break up some of that dense energy. You know, I have to tell you that I've been clearing a lot of homes. There's been a lot of dense energy coming up from the underworld, and it's been really tricksters, really little tricksters playing havoc. You might see shadows, going somewhere. What I like to do is open up a window or a door and bless the house as I walk through. You can get a lot of information on clearing the home in the books by Karen Kingston, Clear Your Clutter. But I just feel like you're kind of stuck. And the first steps we always take before enhancing with feng shui or anything else is clearing, because the unseen dense energy may be holding you back. You may be stuck in a situation of dead air and that kind of stuff. So, or emotions that are caught, or perhaps someone around you has suffered a disappointment that's hanging on you. Because I feel like you take on a lot of other people's emotions sometimes, and they're not really yours. So I want you to do your clearing, remove the clutter. I also see that there's a project coming up for you that may be delayed. Okay, Eileen, it may be delayed. Doesn't mean you're not going to get it. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But I feel like you have a better chance of it happening in the spring of 2023. I don't want you to push. I don't want you to get disappointed. This is something that is not on firm footing for you. I know you want it to be, but it may be delayed, or there may be some components to this particular situation, deal, or whatever that are not ready at this time, hard to get a hold of. I don't know if you're building something, or perhaps you're putting together something, but they're showing me this. And so I just feel like if you want to give it a long leash, I feel like that's a great thing to do. I want you to take a little bit of a break. If you want to go outdoors or go somewhere where it's mountainous, cool, someplace like that, I feel like that's going to be a nice recharge for you. So take the remaining part of August and kind of recharge the battery a little bit as well. So I feel like you've got a lot of clutter, a lot of clearing to do in the home, the schmutz that could be hanging around. You know, another good thing that people don't realize is the clothes you don't wear in your closet, the shoes you don't wear, the jackets you don't wear, some of those kinds of things, they develop dense, heavy energy. They haven't been circulated, they haven't been worn. And so what happens is this particular dense energy invites all of the low vibratory rate in from the from the concrete, from the bottom of the house, also from the darkness in the closets and things like that. Go through your closets and get rid of stuff that that you haven't worn, or other people haven't worn, and donate it or get rid of it or do something else. Make new room, in your life for particular things. May I be next? I feel very good about this year. She says she wants to buy a house, Eileen. I'm sorry. Eileen said she wants to buy a house. I get it. And actually, if you want to buy a house, you know that I have a referral network, right? Through Coldwell Banker. My husband is an agent through Coldwell Banker. I'm his assistant. What I do is I refer, I set up a wonderful referral for you that knows energetically about homes. And what we do is we match the energy of a new home with your particular personal energy. So if you want to learn all about that, give me a jingle and we can do that as well. May I be next? Alchemist, I feel very good about this year. You may have, and remember, babies are being born all the time. So you may have retrogrades in your chart and you feel very comfortable. Finally, things are going to be in retrograde, what I was born with. And I feel good. I feel like I can get a lot done now, because you could have a lot of things that were retrograde at the time of your birth. And, I have a son and he was born with a Mercury retrograde. He's on cutting edge. He is an artist. He's extremely creative. He predicts the trends that are happening. So when Mercury goes retrograde, I always call him like, give me the goods. He knows he's feeling alignment. Everything falls into his lap just so. It's so nice. So it's not all bad, right? No, it's going to be a good year. So let's take a look at I see why it's going to be a good year for you. Oh, yeah. You have been releasing a lot of things that you don't need in your life. You've been releasing a lot of, and I want to say generational trauma, and this is the end of that phase or situation. So I feel like you are being kind of allowed to move forward in your particular style. So your particular style is coming up and you are like, woo, going to be the go-to person. But not just that, your creativity is finally like come out of the barn, like a wild horse, and you're galloping and it's going to be all good stuff. I also feel like there's something, if you live around the water or you're going to take a trip to the water, magical. You're going to get codes like you have never known before. If you, as an alchemist, if you are using the element of water, you are going to make amazing strides and get amazing results in healing. So if you are using water to do that, that's going to be absolutely amazing for you. And they're telling me all the way to June of 2023 for you. So hopefully that's going to be very good. You're also going to be having some new structure that's going to come into your life, and I feel like you are going to take on or share leadership abilities with others, and I feel like you are going to step into some wonderful admin stuff that also brings about some nice inspiring leadership, very healthy leadership, not controlling, manipulative leadership. It's going to be healthy. So you are going to be a very inspiring leader. Oh, I'm privileged that you are in the house tonight. It's going to be good for you. Very, very good. Bridget, hey, dear Bridget, how are you? I know I'm coming right up all there. Okay, Eileen says all on point. Okay, very good. Absolutely fabulous. All right, I'm just going to take, thanks so much for everybody and for your questions and coming into the chat room. I'm going to take a minute because I am going to introduce this to you. When you are going into your meditation state room, find time to meditate, and you're like, uh, you're beyond the candle, what do I picture, what do I look at? There's some wonderful, wonderful suggestions that I have for you, and I've been using these for a very, very long time. These particular glyphs actually open new neutral pathways in the brain, and it assists in giving you higher frequency codes and infiltrating new patterns in which to manifest these new codes or these new alignments. And this is the Meditative Magic. It's by Judith Diana Winston. I've had this since 1994, so it's a little beat up because I actually use it. But there's a couple things that I want to start out with, and these glyphs were given to her from the Palladians through meditations. This one is integrity. It's the centering power, and this is an action-based glyph. It comes from the riches of the undivided self. It's uncompromising in its honesty and honoring who we truly are. Every time we step out of our center, our integrity, we give away some small part of our intimate connection with the center force. So integrity involves a certain amount of impeccability, and it means having the courage to live our truth regardless of the reaction of others while keeping our hearts open and our love flowing. This is something to meditate on. If you are questioning the integrity of the people around you, or you're asking for more integrity to be shown to you. Another one that I picked for this evening, it is the flow, the ever-changing balance. Because of when these retrogrades, they stop and then they, turn backwards. This is the glyph for the flow, and it is called the Yar. And this is the flow of the life force. And the flow, or the chi, is actually described as the diamond within infinity. When we embrace the flow, we automatically invoke higher guidance. It is not within our power to stop the flow, but we can block our cooperation with it. But the chi and flow offers us gifts that are otherwise unimaginable for ourselves. In our quietness and our meditative state, we allow the force of life to move through us. Flow is the gently moving center within the cycles of time and the infinity of space. This point of balance that is reached is the seat of our personal power. Cool, right? I know. This is my last one. This is synergy. And I find this one really interesting. This is by the Palladians, they called this SAR. And the synergy is actually the wave of the future. It is the way in which humanity will work amongst itself and in tandem with other light beings. So you are going to be working with new light codes, new light beings that carry these particular codes and these frequencies, any light workers out there, you are going to have to pay attention to your synergy. So when two or more energies work together in synergy, there is a flow from one to the other and back again, which lifts the harmonics of that relationship to a higher octave or frequency. The synergetic relationship is always for the highest good of all concerned because it is open to the flow of the universal force. This is a principle of the higher mathematics of flow into which humanity is now stepping. These are fabulous to just, focus on and meditate on. Again, these are from Judith Diana Winston. I'm sharing this and I'm recommending you to get a hold of this and let me know if you have a hard time with that. But this is from the Celestial Messenger, and there's quite a number of them in here that you can really get to know, and you can allow yourself to really connect with these symbols that literally open you up to new patterns and ways of thinking within yourself and your perspective. Thanks so much for coming along with me this evening. It's been a delight. I've had fun. I hope you have. I really have. Thanks everybody in the chat room. And until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everyone.